As I look through my 12 filled notebooks, I realize that it's going to look like a lot of chicken scratch to people because they're patterns and things that I see moving in vibration of light that I'm trying to write down on two-dimensional paper. So when I try to explain to people certain things and show it to them, it's not explaining, it's just showing. It's the truth. So what people also have to understand on top of that, it's not just seeing letters and vibrations moving and sound living. It's having to try to say it as if it was done humanely, because it wasn't. Do you think we came from light to solid humanely? Do you think we're doing it right now? Do you think that your ideas come into light without something being done for it? Now, can those ideas come into light without you having to harm things that you know are being harmed? There is a way to do that. And that, my friends, is the major thing you're supposed to figure out. How you can contribute without harming anything. Balance. All these words, they matter and they mean what they say. So being from where I'm coming from, I am pure heart and love. But when I say that I don't have an issue with people eating people, and I remember just the most savage acts of mankind, of just kind, period, of energy, and the most savage acts in water, in space, out of water, out of space, in substances that have never been thought of on Earth that can't be said. I've been to. So because of that, I have to somehow act like, humanely, because of course I am love. That's a human word, but I'm more than the word love. I am with the energy that allows spirit to continue when it seems that physical is no longer. Spirit will always be. Spirit doesn't end because thought is motion, and motion will never quit. Now that you see motion moving, vibrational patterns will never settle down to a complete standstill. And God itself, or the universe itself, the creator itself, doesn't want that either because it's too much to learn from. Why would you stop when you started from a place of unknowing? Just like when you were born as a newborn baby, God, creator, universe, spirit, has the same kind of wonder to itself, but in a way that we humanly can't understand it. Because we'd be like, well, the creator would know how the creator was created. I'm like, think about how much of a conundrum that is in a human mind, but look at it from a spiritual point of view where all things are you, and you still understand that, but are still trying to show people that you were time and you weren't time, and you decided to make time to live, and then live became life, and people became active, and cellular activity was already in place, but we didn't know it until we became aware of it. Now, I'm trying to say it in human words, see? So there's patterns of light and vibration that can't be assembled for people to get. It's like saying 0 through 10 are the first half. 10 is actually where 1 shows up for the first time, or 0 shows up for the first time. You say 0 is nothing, and then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and you have a 1 and a 0. And then all of a sudden you have a 1 and a 1. So if you just drop the 1 off, that would just be like an actual whole 1. And then 12 would be an actual whole 2. And then 13 would be an actual whole 3. And C would be like more like half and 1. Or like, A would be half 1. And then B would be, 2 halves making 1, 2 ones. It sounds sort of weird to say it like that, but 5 is an energy letter. 5 is half of everything. 5 is half of 1, but at the same time, at that point, it's 0.5. And it works that way all the way through. Math and letters are both the same symbols. They're just spun around. One's for figurative, so you can mentally comprehend it, and one is for literal, so you can write it down and let it happen. But it's not going to happen just because you wrote it down. It's going to happen because you wrote it down and you followed through, you showed it to others, and you made your plan aware, and they felt it, they realized it, they vibrated with it, and they said, okay, this is what we should do. We had too many people do that and vibrate and agree upon the wrong ideas because they were worried about what would happen to them and their peoples. So what they wanted to do is they wanted to make sure they were secure. And as they got more secure, they started fattening their own pockets and living their own lives better while other people suffered. Because after a while, they were family members of the originals and family members of the originals and family members of the originals who didn't hold that same love for humanity. It's that simple. But it's hard to really fathom when there's so many people doing it that it doesn't seem like it could stop. It's a snowball effect until we get this in people's minds and hearts. That's what we must do. It's not me saying it to be a cool guy. Imagine, why would I think that's a cool thing when I'm saying get rid of a lot of the stuff we do? Because even though it seems entertaining and fun, it's toxifying the universal mind and killing existence as we know it in a negative way. You can't say it feels like we're moving towards a good thing unless you think you're somebody who's going to capitalize on money or marketing or digital software. That is just the wrong thing. The things that are digital right now are things that human beings took and initiated with energy. And now those energy things are going to run us by thoughts that we used to have, telling us this is how we're going to do it. So it's almost like purposely and not even being able to escape the past loop of being held by money and authority. It's just a whole big thing. It's only using it against us. And while they do it, they'll give us more things to play with. Oh boy, yay. We got to really think, guys. Really, really think and get over the whole thing that you want to be, excited and delighted every moment. That doesn't make life fun, because once the excitement and delightment run out, you go, now what? Now what? Now what? And then you can't find anything because it was all given to you without you trying for it. And I'm not saying that anybody out there doesn't deserve, but we all deserve equal, and that is just simple and plain, and nobody can say, no, we don't, because I did this and they didn't. No, you were all born into the world and you were all brought up. Your different situations and circumstances are an individual cause and effect of your spiritual being and your awareness combined. It's that easy, guys. So, till next time, peace.